program.
ओके. कारण मला वैशालींचा मेसेज होता की somehow party.
Hello. Bhaskar, is it only me that I'm not able to hear Amit?
No, even I can't hear, but I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Good afternoon, Purva ji. So Purva Mehta and Amit Jasnikar, both of them are here.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Purva ji. Welcome. So we also have Bhaskar on the call, and I think Amit Jasnikar left. Bhaskar, will just wait for Mr. Amit for a minute or two, and then let us begin with the session.
Yeah.
Purva ji, just a small note before we begin. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So there were a couple of partners with whom we are working, and there were some interested people, but there were last minute dropouts from their side.
Okay.
So right now it's Amit ji and you, but we will still continue with our discussions and orientation and further program.
Okay.
So there is just a probability that we had allocated the time duration considering there will be 15 to 20 people. So
All right.
if our discussions end early, in that case, we might also end the session early because we are aiming at covering what we are supposed to. Of course, we can go in depth.
Sure.
What you have as your social media handles and other things that Bhaskar will guide. So we will continue with the program, and if there are a couple of more joinees in the coming 3-4 days, we will also let them join in. But just a heads up saying that we might land up into shortening of the time span, but we'll make sure that the content is delivered. So
all right. Okay, no problem. Yeah.
And Amit also was discussing about there were few people trying to or planning to join from his side, but they could not at this point in time. So Bhaskar, I was just having the conversation with Mr. Amit on that.
Yeah.
So let's just wait for 2-3 minutes for Amit to.
Yeah, he was here, and then maybe something with his internet.
Yes.
So you people are already working like into digital marketing, or how is it?
Yeah, so I'll just give you a brief background, and Amit will also join, but I'm Anand and I work with the Asra Foundation, where I work for what we call as Entrepreneur Transformation Program, engagement with the entrepreneurs, and also the internal team. And Bhaskar has a company called as Upgrowth, which is partner with the Asra Foundation for digital marketing, right? So what Upgrowth does is Upgrowth is in the field of marketing since a really long time. So from the traditional marketing to now digital marketing, which is the boom. So I will in fact request Bhaskar only to talk about Upgrowth because he has a wide experience with many multinational companies as well as businesses which are in the sectors that Deasra works with, and huge in number. So his is so I would call him as a growth hacking expert, and digital marketing is one part of that what he does. So whoever comes in contact with Bhaskar, I have realized that the growth approach or the thought towards growth gets sharpened quite a bit.
All right.
So Bhaskar, over to you.
Thanks Anand. Yeah. So yeah, so Upgrowth is a growth marketing company, and essentially the way we are different from other digital marketing companies is that digital marketing companies focus on certain areas that are digital. Say, for example, someone would be doing organic, paid, social, email,
Correct.
and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
We work on all these platforms, but we take a different approach. We look at any organization, or we look at any business, where they are and where do they want to go next, and based on that we are channel agnostic. So if whether it is social, whether it is organic, whether it is paid, we put together a plan to go from point A to point B. So it may be rapid growth, or it may be product prototyping, or it may be product market fit, or it may be just acquiring, customers local in a local market. So
All right.
that's what we do. Yeah,
Okay.
have been in this space for more than 22 years now. So
Okay. That's great.
yeah. So yeah, while we wait for Amit, so what do you do, Purva?
So basically, I'm commerce graduate and I'm also into trainings, so soft skills and all. But now I want to go in digital marketing, and I've also enrolled for that, like a proper course. And I just went through this ad of the Astra. So I was like, why not get a bit from here as well?
Okay. And where are you doing your digital marketing from, if I may ask?
So I haven't took admission yet. So I'm still in process of doing that. I'm looking for, like, I have already enrolled in some colleges, enrolled as an admissions.
Okay.
For the replies.
Okay. Great. Nice.
So as it's like a good sector, and I being in a family where our business needs its support, so I was like, why not we start doing at least for our own selves, and then maybe later we can think of doing it for others.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. So, and what is your family business?
So basically, we are in like a multiple businesses. So we own a factory as well as a petrol pump. So yeah.
Okay. Great. So, Anand, should we start or wait for a few minutes or what?
I think maybe a minute. Abhishek is also following up with Amit. He's calling Amit. So just wait maybe for a minute,
Yeah.
or we can get going
Yes.
soon.
And where are you? Where do you live, Purva? Which city?
In PCMC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Great.
So any colleges that you recommend for digital marketing, or it's that we don't need a college also?
There are no colleges that do digital marketing. So what do you want to do?
No, there are. So now, so they have started MBAs in digital marketing. There are so many colleges.
I know, but see, it's a very traditional. I mean, it's again your choice, but traditional marketing kind of is based on few fundamentals like Philip
Right.
Kotler and organization behavior. There are 5, 6 fundamentals, and it has always been on that. Advertising management. Digital marketing is such a such a such an evolving field, and it changes so often that there is no standard content.
Correct.
And so I think, in my opinion, like you should do some online trainings in digital marketing, and if you want to do MBA, you should do MBA marketing, because that gives you the fundamental
Correct.
standing. Because digital marketing, I was like visiting faculty in some colleges at that point in time. The kind of content, it's because any program, digital marketing program, will end up, if it is a university driven program, then they will have written test and all that, and that actually does not help in digital.
Correct.
You should try to do with organizations that help you with internships, and because that's where you learn. But that's my opinion. You can.
Correct.
Great. So I think Amit
is here. Yeah. So, Bhaskar, I just wanted to share with Purva and Mr. Amit that we'll also have Abhishek on the call, Abhishek Thite, who also is a support for us. So, in any case, in any query or anything, you can call Abhishek.
Yeah.
So, it's just a small note.
Yeah.
And Bhaskar, over to you.
Yes.
We had already started the discussion. So.
Yeah. Amit, would you introduce yourself? I was just talking about myself and then Purva introduced. I will again go over that and
Okay.
if you want to, yeah, please.
So I'm Amit Asnikar here. I'm based in Pune.
Yeah.
So my work is in rural development, basically. So right now I'm consulting few NGOs or organizations, and I have my own social enterprise. Because after working for last 16 years in rural development, I thought that rural entrepreneurship is a key issue in villages and all that. So I have a team of 10 to 15 people who are themselves rural entrepreneurs who are growing their business through their what they have learned in sort of rural MBA course which was given to them earlier. So I joined with them and I approach villages or any rural development agencies who can support villages uh, in giving trainings or developing an entrepreneurship ecosystem in the villages. So
I
that's
think
my
we
social
spoke
enterprise.
on phone, correct?
Sorry?
We had a conversation on.
Yes, Vasu, we had.
Yeah, that's it. So, I forgot. It is common, so common. So I just forgot that name. Now, now this falls in place.
Yeah. No, you did.
So nice to see you here.
Right.
So great. And again, that day I introduced myself and Apurot, so I don't need to go over that again.
Yeah, I know you.
Yeah. So great. So welcome. And as Anand mentioned that we had signups and then because of lockdown and things opening up and certain things going on the personal front, people had to drop out and they may be joining during this week, but let's let us be that. Let us leave it at that. So I think since there are only two people, are you comfortable in English or Hindi English? How would you want to?
Yeah, both I am comfortable.
Even I'm comfortable with any of the language, no problem.
Okay, so we will. In that case, we'll do it in English, and because usually if there are more people, we try to do it both in Hindi and English, and but wherever. So then we can go pure English, and because it may help us save some time, and also there are certain concepts where we have to use English terms. Great. So nice. So welcome to Social Champ and on June 14th, 2021. And so digital as such, digital marketing or digital platforms have given small businesses or especially the small businesses a level playing field. And what that means is earlier in traditional marketing, you always required a lot of money to do any kind of marketing, to do any kind of ads. Even today, if you try to do, even to reach everyone in Pune through radio or through newspaper, newsprint, the cost is too high. And most small businesses cannot take that plunge because and if you would look at any newspaper and you can realize that, hey, there is no small businesses showing their ads, or there are no small businesses talking about what they do. It's because the business model for traditional marketing was defined way back when they just said that, hey, you should you classify cities in a certain ABC category, socioeconomic class, and then based on circulation you multiply it by 3 or 4, which defines readership, and then based on that they had a rack rate. All publications or all media houses, be it print or digital, when I say digital, television, radio, and the likes, they had a rate card. Now, there were two problems with this. Number one, you could not personalize your communication uh, 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 for a particular person. Number two, the media houses charged based on their circulation and not based on the results. It was very hard to justify, and even today it's very hard to justify which channel worked for you in the traditional media. Was it the radio? Was it the print, and so on and so forth? And then small businesses, of course, could never afford it. So then there came alternates like local, city-wise or area-wise. There were classifieds or yellow pages where you could advertise. Now with digital, all that changed. Now digital started, say, somewhere in the mid 90s in India, like say 97 or 1997 or somewhere around that. And it started with dial-up internet, and it started with machines like desktops. Now there were two problems. A, internet speed was very low. B, the cost of the devices were very high. So, to buy a machine at that point in time, you had to spend something like 70 to 80,000 rupees, at least 50,000 rupees if it was even assembled. So what happened, most of India skipped that desktop era. Most of, if you, I'm sure Purva would not know about that, but Amit, you may know, like, there were things like cyber cafe, where you kind of went and paid about 50 rupees for an hour to access internet. And because you had to pay that, you only did it once in a week. And so the cost was prohibitive at that point in time. So businesses could never use internet or digital at that point in time. And of course, digital was still evolving. Google was launched in 98, 99. And before that, it was Yahoo, Alta Vista, and other engines like that. So, so India completely skipped that. Now what happened after, in the mid 2000s, like 2004, 2005, suddenly internet was more available because of mobile phones, 2G or whatever. You started getting access, and mobile phone also started becoming accessible at that point in time. Around 2004, 2005, you could easily buy a phone for 8,000 rupees. And at that point in time, you had to probably pay 2,500 or about 2,000 to get a good internet speed back. But that started falling rapidly after 2008-9, and which is when internet became accessible to masses, and devices were so cheap that you could buy them. And there is one more thing that happened. While desktop was used by everyone in the family, and even when you had a laptop was used by you, your family members, and so on and so forth. Mobile, when mobile came in, it came in as a personal device. Mobile phones are never shared. Like, people don't share their mobile phones even with their spouses or children or whatever. It's a very personal device. Now, so what this meant was there was a digital footprint. There was a digital one-to-one mapping with a person and the device. What someone does on their desktop could be multiple people doing it. Say someone logging in to, or even on the laptop. Like, you know, the children also use the laptop, and then you also use the laptop for personal use. But mobile devices, most of the time, is one person to one device mapping. So this gave the ability to advertisers to micro target. You could say, I want to reach out to people who are using devices that have certain version of the OS, say Android version this and over, and the device has so much RAM, and the device so you could say that, okay, this is the kind of person I want to reach at, and you could reach to them at any point in time. You could reach to them 7 in the morning, you could reach to them 12 in the afternoon, you could reach to them 6 in the evening. You know, so it was a very, very personal one-to-one mapping between device and the person. Now, with this, what happened was at the same time along, when the digital started, the primary use case was search. People used to search for things and they found certain things. Then came in social. Social is more connections, like, you know, my friends, like I follow certain celebrities, I have certain friends, and that exploded the use of internet. Purely from search, it became like, you know, search was, say, probably people spending 20 minutes a day. Social became a huge phenomena, and people started spending 4 to 5 hours on their devices, on their phones, using the internet to connect with their friends or celebrities or whoever they wanted to follow. So that was the shift, and this shift worked more in favor of small businesses that were personalized than in the favor of large businesses, because large businesses now uh, it was a kind of disadvantage for them, because these small businesses started to reach out uh, to the same audience. I'll give you an example to justify that or to support that. Say, for example, if you look at say the local newspaper or ads or radio ads, and I'm just taking pizza as a product category, you will only see Pizza Hut and Domino's advertising over there. But if you go to a social platform today, your next door speciality, you know, around you, kind of, someone may have started something around pizza which is much very, very innovative, very, very local, and they will reach out to you. So which is why I say that this is a huge advantage that small businesses had uh, with uh, 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 with social and personalized devices like smartphones. So at this stage, like, you know, I've just kind of come to where we are, covering the whatever has happened over the last 20 years or so. So any observations, like Amit and Purva, you have any experiences like about traditional, digital, social?
So yeah, as you just gave an example about like a Domino's or maybe just a cafe next to us, I feel that urban company which has just started,
Yeah.
but then within a very short span, it has reached like so many people out there, and they started just with few services. But when you see right now, they have like every possible thing that a person needs in his office or home.
Absolutely.
And it never had like a physical platform. It was all online.
Yeah. Absolutely. So these aggregators have benefited a lot because when your customers are on a mobile device, you have a lot of information about them. You know how many times they order certain things. You know why do they order certain things. You know, does a like you would know, like say Purva orders stuff at whatever 10 p.m. for example, and in the same home someone else orders stuff at 10 a.m. So you have a very good handle on their behavior. Yeah. And even now have you also experienced like these days, especially after the lockdown, uh, uh, before the lockdown, and this is from my personal experience, I used to, I as in between my wife and I, we used to withdraw certain cash every month to pay all the delivery guys, etc. Suddenly, we hardly have to withdraw any cash. Everyone is accepting Google Pay or some kind of online payment, and everything is getting delivered home. So, have
Right.
you guys also experienced this? Like, the cash usage of cash has gone down drastically. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot. So basically, when even the Amazon or any kind of delivery, let's say Swiggy, Amazon, they used to come home. They COD means we always have to give them cash. But recently, they have started accepting all those UPIs and Amazon Pay. So like they have everything now with them.
yes. And what this means is even the entrepreneur, so person who is doing delivering vegetables, he's running his own business, but he doesn't want the hassle of taking cash, because this entire value chain is now UPI driven or digital
Right.
currency driven. uh,
mm,
Earlier the challenge was and we had faced this a number of times. uh, सर मैं तो आपसे ले लूंगा डिजिटल, लेकिन मेरा सप्लायर को तो मुझे कैश देना होगा, मैं कहाँ से दूंगा. So now that the last mile is accepting, say, a bakery guy delivers home, food delivery guy. And I'm not talking about the large ones who accept credit cards. There are so many others now who don't accept credit card but accept other forms of digital payment. So this has grown so much over the last year. So and I think uh, this is one of the positive sides of this pandemic and lockdown, that now these these small business owners, these business owners have the capability to accept digital payment, and they are willing to do that. And now this is nothing to do with digital payment, but just because at many a times what happens is you order from somewhere because they take digital, like that mindset. There was at least last year there was a lot of fear, like who is going to handle cash and so on and so forth, but that has moved. So that's certainly a trend that we are seeing.
yes.
Amit, what about in your rural experience? Are you experiencing something similar?
I'm experiencing, see, the digital payment is fine, it is going. Uh, but now people have started uh, accessing the Zoom and Google. So they are attending the webinars and online meetings. Even in education, if you can see,
Yeah.
rural children and their parents, they are
Yeah.
accessing it, and that this definitely has reached that level.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. So, but I don't think the social marketing type of thing has reached.
Yes.
It has
Yes.
still up to the accessing webinars, yeah, online
Absolutely.
meetings.
Just to add in this, so basically where I stay, it's also not a very developed area. I stay in Chickpea in PCMC basically.
Hmm.
And so it was the time once when, even the deliveries were not, like in this area, people did not give deliveries. Made, Swiggy made, Amazon made, even the biggest platform. But in like this 1 year, we have started seeing that every person is reaching out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe it's of course Corona, because they know that people are not going to travel now,
Yeah,
and they have to give that home services.
absolutely. Home services and things have changed forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and coming to Amit, your point, see, most people, if you look at how people consumed, what people did on internet, mostly it was consumption of content. Any kind of content they would want, they would read, mostly spending time of WhatsApp, TikTok, things like that. Now from there they have come to Zoom, which means they have actually graduated to consuming better content. And being on social media means, what it means is being producer of content. So you have to produce content if you have to be a marketer on social media. So that's the next level, and that is what we are going to talk about in this session. Like most people, 98-99% people are consumers of content. 1%, and that is true even in offline or in online mode. Any mode is the same ratio. 1% is the producer of content, and that's how we can use social media to reach out to the right set of people. Okay, so great.
So here I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you mean producing content means right now what people are expressing themselves on social media? Okay. So is it a part of that content,
Yeah.
or it is not?
See, as you said, number one, doing Zoom meetings is producing. Like this is content production. But forwarding on WhatsApp is not content production. Mostly, if you see anyone's WhatsApp, about 70% is forwards from here to there. And yeah, and there is one person who is benefiting from there. So, and I'm not saying forwarding is bad always, but there are some businesses that have been viral only because people shared about them on WhatsApp in the positive way. So someone created that content about their business or about their product or about their service, and then they created in a manner that others liked it and started sharing it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would say, and that is one of the focus areas of this program. We kind of focus on how to create content, not for yourself but for your business, and so that it helps your business grow. Because finally, internet is all about content. Social media is all about content. Now, brands create content, influencers create content, large companies create content. So small businesses can also create content, and they are creating content. So in one of our earlier cohorts, we had someone who does grapes, raisins, and things like that from rural Maharashtra, and sells to Pune and other metropolitan cities. And he is doing completely on social media, getting to the customers, talking about his product, and so on and so forth. So that is what I mean by content creation.
Right.
So yeah, so this what we will be doing in this these things is in these sessions is first go through the basics of your business, and then we will get to each of these channels, how you can do. And the next session is going to be an interesting one, where we are going to talk about content. In the next session, it's going to be purely about content and content calendar. So here now at this stage, what I would like to share is, internet broadly. If you see, there are three kinds of experiences on internet. First experience is search. Now, search is when you go to Google and type anything, and I want something. I want a product, I want a plumber, or so on and so forth. That is search. You want to search. So that is typically driven by keywords. Then the other category that is very prevalent is browse. Browse is, if you look at, say, categories like say garments or fashion. It's a browse kind of. So on Myntra, if you see, people mostly browse, but on Amazon, people search. Amazon, mostly people go for electronics, and then that I want a Samsung phone. So you don't browse through phones, you search for phones. But if you want to buy a kurta or you want to buy a t-shirt, you browse through t-shirt. And this is the normal behavior even in retail shops. In the physical world, when you go to buy a phone, you don't typically see a phone, pick up a phone and see how does it look. You look at the specs, how many GB of RAM, what is the camera, how many cameras, and and so on and so forth. So the first one is search, second one is browse, and the third one, which is coming up pretty fast, is chat. These are the three ways people interact with a device. Chat is typically the WhatsApp kind of interface or a chat bot. And if you look at, say, categories like travel, or where your options are very limited and you want answers. So I want to go from I want to have a vacation in wherever, Goa. So then they will say, it's a chat kind of interface. You can neither search, like you can search, but will give you certain kind of results. And definitely you cannot get much out of browsing. You can just see photos, but you want to know more, so you want to chat. And people have different options, preferences, near the beach or near the city or whatever. So these are the three ways people interact with a device: search, browse, and chat kind of interface. Would you agree with that? And are you using these three kinds of interfaces to interact with any app?
Yes, we do.
So which is your best chat experience? Like, where do you like to chat? Like,
It's WhatsApp basically.
yeah. And for your business?
Business,
LinkedIn.
no. Yeah, LinkedIn and WhatsApp. That
Yeah.
yeah, good.
Okay, I'll give you an example of a chat for local business that is working pretty amazing these days. So all the local, say, vegetable grocery suppliers, they are now on WhatsApp, and women are the biggest consumer category for these products. And what they do, at least this is from my experience, they send out a list of products like vegetable and the price on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you get that, okay, kanda, batata, and blah blah blah, with the price. Or you have to do, all people do is copy that, and then they say 1 kg, 2 kg over there in the WhatsApp message itself, and it goes.
Mm-hmm.
The other person will send you a payment link, 250 rupees.
Mm-hmm.
You will click on that link and UPI through, payment is done. Correct. So this is how small businesses have started using this chat interface, because you don't want to see a potato. What will you? Grandparents still go out and they like to touch and feel the vegetable before they buy. But most people today would say, kanda is a kanda, batata is a batata. So what will I do? I neither want to search for it, nor do I want to browse, all the shapes of batata. Let me just chat about it. So they will just copy paste and send this. So of late, this chat interface is becoming very popular, and for things that are used daily. So they say, what is the frequency of use? So say for a product like vegetable, most families shop once or twice a week. So you are using that interface. uh, daily supplies like uh, bread, milk, and eggs or whatever is used daily. Like the frequency of use is 30 times a month. And say if you have to tell your milk delivery guy, don't deliver tomorrow, or deliver 1 liter extra uh, tomorrow, you don't want to browse, search, or whatever. You just want to send them a chat message. So most small businesses have benefited a lot from this chat interface. If you look at large organizations, they have not benefited so much from this, because there's a lot of support that will be required to do something like this. But for small business, you have your 20 customers. Your 20 customers order twice a week, which means you are doing 40 orders a week, which means you are doing 160 orders a month. So, and your products are defined. Most of the time, when there is when it's mango season, you will say that, hey, I have hapus, Ratnagiri hapus, and then you will say add that. That will be a new thing. But again, people don't want to look at your hapus; they want to experience it. So they will rather chat, 1 box, 2 box, and so on and so forth. So for small businesses, this entire chat has worked wonderfully. And that's what we have seen most, even in our personal lives, and also in professionally, when we work at the Asara with so many other businesses. It's like everything is being done on WhatsApp. And now slowly people are also moving to Telegram and Signal, but for various use cases. But it's primarily chat interface. I have this, okay, send me so many, and it is done, because there's a trust already built. So people don't want to spend so much time. So these are the three, these are the three primary kind of interface with any phone, any device that people have. Of course, you can say that, okay, there may be voice, there may be AI, and so on and so forth, but those are still evolving. Voice is built over text, and certain applications can convert voice to text and text to voice and take care of that. But primarily, it will end up in one of the three ways of people interacting with each other, people interacting with the device. So, so these are the three primary ways you can think of building your small business's interface with your customer. Now, as far as the channels go, those are slightly different than these interfaces, but almost same. So you can do a search kind of channel, which is Google. You can be on the Google ecosystem, which is primarily driven by search. Now, let us go a bit deeper into what Google ecosystem means. There are, when I think of, when I say search, what comes to your mind? Search engine. Yeah, please.
Which gives whatever information we want. Just type a word and it gives information regarding it.
Yeah, it gives information regarding. And which is the primary search engine that you use?
Google.
Google. Purva, what do you think of search when you say search?
So basically, to this generation, search always means Google karo. So
Google karo. Correct. Absolutely, no, that's right. But behind Google, there are so many engines. Google is one name, but there are so many interfaces behind Google. For example, what is Google Maps for you?
To find direction.
yeah,
Find
the
direction.
one who helps us to reach place.
Exactly. So most people think that Google Maps is to find direction, but Google Maps is the second largest discovery engine. It's a search engine. I'll, of course, when you are driving, say from Pune to Mumbai, or Mumbai, everyone drives. So let's say you are going somewhere in Karnataka where you don't know, and then it's a 12-hour drive. You will, after 6 hours, you will put something over there that show me restaurants, correct? When you're driving, because you may be hungry, or you may want to look for, the best case is washrooms. You're driving and you want to look for washrooms, and gives you these options, correct? You have used this?
Yes,
Yes, I
washrooms,
have.
restaurants.
Exactly. So that means Google is a search engine. And now let me tell you the other use, and one of the biggest uses for Google is around me for businesses. So Google gives you, say, chemist. Say when you want to search, say, chemists around me, or dentist around me, or orthodontist around me, or whatever. So when you are searching, when you go to Google, and or say just say pizza, or just say vada pav, or whatever we want to say, if you just go to Google and search that, the first few results is driven from Google Maps. In any such thing, electrician, plumber, uh, uh, and then a doctor, pediatrician, uh, uh, pizza, burger, or whatever you say. So, so Google Maps is a big ecosystem of search, and it is all driven by near me, around me kind of searches. So even though you don't realize it, Google is feeding its result from Google Maps. And there is something called Google My Business for that. Google My Business is a way to create your business's presence on Google Maps, and so that it starts appearing in these results. So if there is a, say, someone selling grocery, a person will sell grocery in the 4 or 5 kilometer radius. If someone is selling vegetables, fruits, they would sell in the 4 or 5 kilometer radius. If someone is doing electrical repair or a plumbing service, they will do it in a 2 or 3 kilometer radius. If there is a crash or a play school, it will serve about 4 or 5 kilometer radius. So this all becomes around me kind of searches. You don't want to go from PCMC to MG Road to find a plumber. So though we think of search as just type anything and it comes, as a business, if you look at how Google does it and then try to use the right tools, you will be able to utilize Google search much better. So around me is a very, very popular and growing search. So chemist, 24-hour chemist around me. Like if you need medicine at some point in time, as in during the day at odd hours, then if you Google, you will come to know which one is open, which one is not open. And it's all free. Listing is all free. Listing your business to show up in results like this is all free. There's a method, of course. There's a method that there are certain way. There's a way to get into that listing, and then there is a way to maintain your listing so that you keep you are the number one listing in your particular category. And so it's called Google My Business. So Purva, I mean, are you using that, or are you aware of how to use it?
Not aware of how to use it, but then I know like we use it in our business.
Okay, great. Yeah. So one of the things that we will be doing is, especially for the search interface, how do you get your small business listed there? How do you get your business listed? So this will be covered in the next week, where we'll be also talking about the best practices of creating your presence on Google. And this will be one of the things that I think every small business should do this. It's free. It's very powerful. It certainly puts your business in front of so many other customers. And we've had examples like, we create the week people created their Google My Business listing, the next the next week they started getting orders for cakes and things like that, from their from the Google listing. So coming back to where we kind of took this route, and coming back to the main topic. So one of the things that we will be talking about is Google My Business, and we will be talking about search. How can small businesses leverage search? So search is another thing. Now then comes the next channel that small businesses have, and that is social. And primarily social is dominated in terms of commerce. I'm not talking about just time being spent. It's being dominated by two platforms, Facebook and Instagram today in India. Of course, there is Snapchat, there is so many others. But if it comes to commerce, like how many people are buying, how many people are getting connected to each other, how are sellers using it, how are buyers using it. So Facebook and Instagram. So if we will be talking about what are the best practices of marketing your business on Facebook, marketing your business on Instagram. And so Purva, Amit, are you guys already on these channels, or?
Yeah, I am.
I am on Facebook, but not on Instagram.
Okay.
But basically, I'm not still marketing my business on any of these because
Yeah.
it's
So
in nascent stage.
yeah. So next probably you'll start marketing.
Yeah.
Purva, are you there on as a person or as a business?
So basically, I had I was into trainings, right? So I hosted some trainings online, so in lockdown. So I did that a bit.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So for you, we will have, what we have is that we will share how can you make it more professional? How can you make it a channel which actually works for you?
Right.
Instead of just sharing content like so. That is it. And third, of course, the third channel is WhatsApp chat. Like if you were to reach 500 million Indians, like how do you do that? And 500 million is just a number. Even for any small business, there's or any business, there's a certain number. When I say small, no business is small, but in the traditional definition sense, like when I think small business is when the owner or the owners of the business have a personal connect with their customers. In that sense, like there are named people like 100 people, 200 people, or 400 people, five things that you can manage. So how can you leverage that? So we'll have a session on I'm not sure if you are using WhatsApp or WhatsApp for business. These are two different apps. So we will be covering WhatsApp for business in this. And so that these are the channels that we plan to cover. And these are the major channels for any social and in any small business. So any comments, any notes on the content, or would you want us to add anything over the next few sessions?
Not as of now.
Great.
Fine for me.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what we are going to do now. Now the next part of this session, we are going to get into the basics of marketing. Yeah. Anand, you want to say something?
No, I just thought that in terms of various channels that we will be using or learning. So my question was, so we'll also be setting up our pages or refining them through the process?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So what we will be doing is, say, you may have a presence or you may not have a presence. If you don't have a presence, then it's a clean slate. Then we'll do it uh, so my team, I mean, must have worked with at least 20, 2,500 to 300, 3,000 Facebook pages till now. So we've kind of figured out and deciphered the secret sauce. And so we'll be sharing that. Like if you don't have it, then it's a blank slate. If you have already done it, then what it will be is that you'll realize what you may have done better, and we'll walk you through the best practices, which will help you perform better on any social channel, Facebook or Insta or WhatsApp for business. So yeah, Anand, definitely we will be taking care of both these cases. So yeah, the next, say we'll spend the next 30 minutes uh, doing an exercise, 30 to 35 minutes maximum. Typically it takes 20 minutes. I'm putting 30 minutes at the maximum. Now, marketing has certain pillars. Product, do you know about your product? Do you know about your competition? And so on and so forth. There are 7 of these. And so what we'll do is an exercise, an online exercise. And what will happen is you'll get a report card. Report card as in a suggestion based on that exercise about how are you doing your marketing. We call it marketing assessment. So this tool was developed by Upgrowth and Deyasra in partnership, and by studying so many small businesses, so many businesses that are run by individuals or a group of people, and we did not want to have any jargons. We wanted to bring, of course, as a growth, we work even with the MNCs and Fortune organizations. So we wanted to bring that knowledge with Deyasra, and we kind of created this light tool that will give you an analysis and of your business, and it's completely free. So if you want, say Amit, especially your businesses want to use it, we would encourage you to go ahead and ask them to use it, because it's self-explanatory in a sense. But right today, what we will do is we will do that exercise together. And is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me share a link with you.
Bhaskar, can I share?
Yeah, please. Oh, thank you so much. and let me know if I am going fast or slow. I can change the pace.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. Yes. So what I will do is, Abhishek has just shared this. I will share my screen, and we'll do this exercise together. Give me a minute. I'm just sharing the.
This is on your website also, right?
Yes. This is on the.
Yeah.
This is the website too.
Yeah, partially used it.
So today we'll make sure that you use it to the end.
Great.
Have you shared the link?
It's in the chat.
Okay.
if you can go to the chat window.
Sure.
So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
So what we will do is I'll walk you through this, and then we'll pause at every screen so that you have your time to go through this, and then we go forward. So this tool will help you assess your business and how are you doing, how are you marketing your business. It will not help you assess your business, but how are you marketing your business on the key parameters like segmentation, competition, pricing, product positioning. Yeah, so what you have to do is click here and say start, and just type about your business. Like, what is your business idea? Let me just tell you, at end of this session, you will get a detailed PDF report, almost like a health checkup report, which says, which will have everything detailed, which will say how you're doing, which areas you're doing well, where you could improve, and so on and so forth. So for the next 30 minutes, just put in data. And
just a second, if I can just interrupt. I'm actually using my phone, so do I need to connect from another device for working?
Oh, that would help because.
Can you just give me a minute?
Yeah, sure, please.
Can you show the link also? I can also work side by side.
Oh, you did not get the link?
I didn't open it actually. I was thinking that you will show the
Okay. So are you on the portal?
Just a minute. I need to open it.
Yeah, just go to theastra.in. I'll walk you through. Let me know when you're there.
Yeah, I'm the first page.
Yeah. So resources. Do you see resources?
Yeah. I'm
resources and tools. Click on tools.
Okay.
Then you'll get marketing plan assessment. Click there.
Fine.
And this is the page you will see.
Yes, marketing plan assessment in just 2 minutes.
Exactly. Do you see this screen?
So I have to accept it and start it, right?
Yes, accept and start. Yeah, please. You go ahead and start typing about your business. I'll just wait.
Sure.
And when Pooja joins, I'll walk her through. Just go to the next step and just type about your business. What is your business idea?
Sure.
So sorry.
No problem.
Okay, so can you pardon?
Yeah, sure. So go to theastra.in.
Yeah, I'm on that page. Yeah.
You are on this page?
Yeah.
You see marketing plan assessment, yeah? Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the so go to resources and then MSME tools, and then on marketing plan assessment tool.
Okay. That's the section.
Yeah, please take your time, no problem. You should land on a page like this. Yeah, you can accept and then start. So what I will do from here is, now that you both are here, I will walk you through every step. So just accept. Are you here, Pooja?
No, actually, I don't know.
Abhishek, could you please share the link again, direct link?
Yes, Bhaskar.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, did.
Yeah, just do this and start.
Sure.
This is the first. You just tell us about your business.
Sure.
And if you have multiple businesses, just tell about one business, because this is designed for one business, and then we can obviously use it multiple times too.
So we have to like write a brief about the business, or just
Yes,
okay.
Just write a brief.
So here it's 300 characters. So I'm writing it.
Yes.
Completely.
Maximum 300.
Yeah.
So I would say something like this, so that there's a context.
So do we press on next?
Yes, please go ahead and press next. Oh, what happened?
So how you decided your target customer segment?
So now let me okay. Before you answer these questions, let me explain what this means. See, are you aware of this term, customer segmentation?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so then it's great. So basically, you want to put your customers in certain buckets so that they have commonality. They are based. They have certain things common. So essentially, if you have 1,000 customers, not all of them will be same. Again, taking an example, like if you are doing say grocery delivery, not so there could be families of 4, there could be families of 12, there could be couples, and their ordering pattern and food and whatever would be very different. So you have to create segments based on your business. So the first question is, have you decided on your target customer segment. So it's just like yes or no kind of questions. This is very simple. Then, okay, once you decide on your customer segment, what you have to do is you have to also know that what is their need. Again, I'll carry the same example through, if that's okay with you. Like, say you're doing grocery delivery, and now you don't think of grocery delivery, you think of your business. I am, say, doing grocery delivery. Then I think that, hey, there are some people who have 10 members in their family. Some people are couples, some people are four members, some people. So because that's how I segment how many eggs would they need, or what would be the frequency of ordering grains, so on and so forth. So taking the same thing, like once you know your target segment, do you know what is their need for your business? And we'll pause. Like, let me just go through these three questions, 3 or 4, and then we'll pause. Then just think of why your customer pays for that product. So here, what the example that we have shared is like, Maggie says that it's a health food, but it's essentially a convenience food. So it is made for, convenience, and they say 2-minute snack. So do you, for your own product, do you know why would your customers pay for it? And the last question in this series is, what would stop them from paying this? Say, for in case of Maggie, when mothers are want to give healthy food to their children, they never introduce that.
Right.
So just think through this for your own product. And by the way, in the next session, we'll get a report which we'll be going through, where you'll have to present your product, your service, your business, and then we'll see how it fits. And that's how this program is customized. Any questions anytime? We are a very small group, so
So my
please.
thing was, see, I am offering these services of sort of business incubation to the village people. Okay, now they are not my direct customers. My direct customers are who will take up my program in order to help their villagers or their village. So my target customer is these organizations, these NGOs, CSR. So I should think of them because they are going to pay me, right?
Exactly. Your customers. So you are doing more like B2B2C, correct?
Right. B2B2C. Yes.
Yeah. So then think. So this is a typical example of. Let me give you a simpler example to relate to. Say, for example, say toys. When you are selling toys, you have the ads always, or the marketing always attracts the children, but the person who's paying is the
parent.
So that, think of your business that way. Like someone is going to use your services, but someone else will pay.
Yes.
Yeah. So there is an influencer of the buying decision, and there is a consumer, or there is a person who's paying for that.
Yeah.
So think of it that way. That is how you can use this tool to the fullest. Pooja, need any help?
No, good. So because it has become easier because recently I promoted my thing. So
Okay, nice, super, great. I'll just say I'm just doing a dummy thing and I'll move. Yeah. Amit, let us know when you are here on the competition.
Sorry.
Let us know when you are done with segmentation and you are on the competition screen.
Yeah. I have completed this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to
Competition screen, right?
Yeah, just to give you an example, there are most businesses are not novel ideas. Like, you have competition. You are trying to solve or fix a problem in the current flow. There are, there could be things that's completely revolutionary, like going to Mars or whatever. But we are not talking about that. We are talking about businesses that are in India, businesses where you want to kind of optimize them. So competition plays a very important role. So in your marketing, when you're or when or I, let me put it in a way, like when you're thinking of marketing your business, you have to look at your competition and in a way that you understand them. And it could be anything, being a plumbing service or grocery delivery or whatever, because there are so many of those. Now, so there are few concepts over here, like unique selling proposition, unique selling point. Like why a customer would buy from your competition? What is their selling point? So, for example, someone could have pricing. Let me give you an example. Say if you look at what is that called? Big Bazaar and DMart. What is the difference between them for you?
so DMart gives lots of discount, like on every possible thing that you take, and that is why it attracts crowd.
And Big Bazaar?
So Big Bazaar, I don't know. I have always seen people just roaming there, but
They don't purchase.
it doesn't have the fame that DMart has. I can comment.
No, you're right. So, say for example, uh, so in marketing jargon, DMart has a deep discounting every day.
Yeah. But
And
again, they don't give authorized brands also. That is what I have seen. It just attracts crowd with huge discounts.
exactly. So DMart has negotiated with the suppliers, and every day you get the same discounted price.
Yeah.
Big Bazaar, on the other hand, I think it is Big Bazaar. Big Bazaar, what it does is it keeps a certain level of pricing, and then they do these awesome days where they will drop their prices 40%.
Yeah.
So this is your competition. Like, now think of your competition. How are they doing it? Like, if you were to launch something like that in your particular business, like how are they doing? So first thing is, and pricing is just one of the USPs. It could be, and now just so we don't start thinking about pricing, say let's think about, say, Pizza Hut versus Domino's. What do you think is the difference?
So initially, Pizza Hut did not, market the product so much as Domino's did. Initially, now yes, we have started. Uh, and again, Domino's always comes up with some innovative food and they start marketing it like anything. So in between, they started this chocolate pizza. So they know that people are lovers of chocolate, and you give chocolate in any form, they are going to eat it. So this is the way Domino's actually attracts people. And
Correct.
so this is what I saw on television. But when it comes to mobile app of Domino's, you start searching one thing, and from next day they'll give you offers on that.
Exactly. What you have noted over there is, see, Pizza Hut started as a fine dining restaurant, correct? So they said
Yeah.
good food, good, yeah. Even for
Yeah.
their delivery, they say PhD or whatever. Yeah?
Hmm.
They wanted to say that it's a quality. Now,
Yeah.
Domino's said 30 minutes or
30 minutes, correct.
yeah. So again, if you look at this is all about understanding your customer, nothing more than that. So and I can give you so many other local examples over here. I live on NIBM Road, so there was this restaurant that came out with some kind of Indian taste chaat pizza or something. But they were a rage. Yeah, they used to put
Yeah.
chaat masala. So essentially, you have to understand your competition. Who is it? And in any product or service. And for us also, like as a growth, we decided that we're not going to do. I've done so many this thing, but we are going to focus on, say, growth as a proposition. So and this came from our competition. So competition is very important, and especially for local businesses. Now I'll give you another example, and this is very personal. Like we get pest control done, say, once in 6 months. All of us there get that done, correct? I have stayed with one guy because this company sends that only one person to the home, because when they do pest control, they have access to the entire home. They know they can map the home. So at least I know there is only one person, and that guy is very nice. So he's very polite, and and there are so many. I keep getting offers for this, but I will not. I trust over there. So point being, uh, uh, and you brought it out, like urban company also does this, but I'll never go for that, for in a certain way, because this local guy who sits around me, I trust him, and he has built this trust कि sir मैं तो उसी को भेजूंगा आपके यहाँ, एक ही आदमी जाएगा. So to understand competition, and that guy has understood the competition, and he's not playing on discount. So pricing over here, just don't go by pricing. It is understanding the competition.
So the same advertise of Vijay sale. So they did it in a very good way. So they showed that a Punjabi couple coming, like talk like they're browsing it on internet, and the person doesn't understand their local touch to the language. I mean, the computer doesn't understand that, but the same person, when he visits the shop and he talks in his vernacular tone, the person completely understands him, and that's the emotional connect which they have shown very nicely in their advertise of the Vijay sale.
Exactly, and I love Vijay sales for that reason, because
Yeah, and so basically the kind of I don't know about the products and all, but the kind of advertise that person is done in this era, when he knows that people would choose online, but the emotional connect is always missing.
so now you connect to the last segmentation versus this. People who want convenience will go for Vijay sales. Yeah, I have this person in my mind. I can call him.
Right.
Fridge mein koi bhi problem ho na, he'll come and fix.
Correct.
Rather than getting that 20% discount at this point in time. There are both kinds of people. So every business has to decide. Yeah. So the next thing over here is like deciding, hey, is this market crowded, or you don't have too many competition? Because this is important. Like, think of it. Like, there are certain businesses where there's too much competition. And then the marketing plan works accordingly.
Yeah.
And here comes, Pooja, your thing. Have you studied your competition's promotion strategy? Like Vijay Sales, you said. Vijay Sales must have studied what Amazon is doing, or what Flipkart is doing, or what Hans is doing, or what, I don't even remember. Maharashtra Electronics is doing. I'm just trying to remember. And the last one is, have you studied your competitors' pricing strategy?
You should have one more question here, which might say partially no. Because yes, no, and don't know. So partially no, or slightly, not in very deep.
So I guess that you can take for don't know, right?
Don't know. Yeah, do it, don't know.
Yeah.
See,
Right.
that is the problem with 4 things. Like, if you have like 4 things, then you never know where is the shift. In statistics, if you see, if you put 4 things, then it gets confusing. If you put 3 things, you get. So you just put that don't know. And I know, yes, no, I don't know. Okay, you partially know, that's okay. Again, if you are done, I'll just click through these and now this in my opinion is the most important thing, where you have to define your product and positioning your product. There are, most of the time what I have seen is people say that they can do everything. Now look at, okay, I don't know much about PCMC, but if you were in, say, Deccan, if I said Udupi, where would you go? Hello?
Vaishali.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the point. Most of the time people try to cram too many things. I do this, and this, blah, blah, blah. So you have to have your hero product. Even for Amul, butter is the hero product. Even for the largest organization.
Yeah.
There is a hero product and everything else follows.
Right.
It's not that they try to sell everything. Think of any big brand. Like McDonald's will always talk about their burger. They will not talk about their fries and Coke and blah, blah, blah. KFC talks about their whatever. And Pizza Hut talks about their delivery. So what's your pizza? And also, going by Preeti's thing, that Urban Clap, they'll just talk about something at that point. AC service, massage, haircut at home.
Yeah, so at one advertise, they'll only promote one thing. They won't go with multiple things.
And it keeps changing over based on the segment. So now if you have decided a segment, you can say, like, for me, if they say haircut, they'll be kind of, wasting their money. and for others they will say AC, and whatever, when summer comes they say AC. So deciding the product is very important. What is your product? Your product is not everything that you can deliver. Your product is, you have to have a hero product or service. Let me be uh, let me bring in that point. Even in service there is a hero service. It cannot be that everything that you do is a hit. There has to be an acquisition strategy and a retention strategy, which is why you have to identify that. Then once you do that, you have to identify your unique selling proposition. Just that example I was talking about, fine dining versus uh, 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 versus the quick serve and delivery guarantee kind of thing. Also talk about how, also think about how is it differentiated from your competition. And this is the killer. Using less than 25 characters, can you define your product or service and your USP? Because after that, people lose interest. That's the social word today. So is this clear?
Yes.
Any questions here? So I'll just, should I just move ahead?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm with the step 5.
Sorry?
I'm saying I'm at the step 5.
Now, there is a value and a perceived value. Now, I'll give you perceived very clear example, my personal example of perceived value. There are some people who are not in the wrong sense, selling mangoes. They're saying in the mango season, hapus season, organic, and they've got now. So you want to try the product once because they pitch it that way. And then you want to kind of stick to certain people. So we have done it over the last 4 years. We, as in my wife and I, so we order fruits from certain people because they do that, and they were pretty expensive, some of them, how should I say? Some of them kind of cheated us, but that's okay. That was their business. I don't. But the point is that when you're talking about pricing is in the minds of customer. There is nothing like a price for anything. Like otherwise, Bitcoin will not be valued the way it is. So any product or service is, customers look at it in a certain way. It's a perceived value. What do I get out of it? What is the satisfaction that I am deriving? And this is true for any for services. You have to be very, you have to present the right reports to your customers. You have to say that, hey, this is how it moved. You have to have the right matrices. For products, it's the experience. You pick it up and you touch it and you feel it and you know. So
now here,
yeah.
See, for me, as I said, it has not started. Okay, my services have not started going to the consumer or customer. But this is my thinking, or this is my logic. So this 13th question is the pricing of your product or services aligned? I say yes, because I, from my experience, have done that calculation. But for me, is it that after 2-3 customers use it, that service, then I can say better for this, or I can answer for in a better way?
No, so let me answer that question in a way. Say you are trying to think of it as your health report, your personal health report. Would you say that when I reach the perfect health, I will take this assessment? Say, annually ये होता है ना. So for this, what I suggest is do it as it is. You will get a report, and then do it again.
Okay.
There's no problem.
Right.
It's like what you are. It's like a report of your marketing initiatives as on date. This is
All right.
and that is what yearly health check is all about. Correct.
Right. So we can have it periodically. So
you should have it.
Huh.
Now I'm talking like a doctor, but you should have it. So I know. See, you finally, as a business owner, you are a business owner because you are ready to take certain risks.
Right.
Yeah, you are ready to do certain things that others will not do because of certain processes. Now you are doing this based on your best of knowledge as on now, as on today. You should answer these questions.
Right.
And that is how it evolves. And this is not a testament, or this is not a prediction or something. This is just a report as of date.
Right.
And it will keep changing. And if the point of this exercise is that it keeps you have a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset.
Right.
So I hope that answers.
Yeah, I got it. It's a dynamic process.
Yeah, it should be. It should be. Otherwise, if you knew what you want to do, why should you be here? You should be doing things that you're doing.
Yeah.
Again, so again, next question is the pricing of your product services aligned to the spending capacity of your customers? You may want it, but again, answer it as of now. You will get those pointers. Believe me, this tool works.
Yeah.
I'll skip the competitiveness part. I think we've already spoken about it. So let me know when if you have any other question on this particular part.
No, fine.
But 16th question, this is going to be very, very important if you are getting on social and digital. At some point in time, you will need to think about discounting, referrals, offers. If in your base pricing you've not thought about it, that may be a challenge. How will you acquire customers? How will you retain customers? How will you get customers to get customers? So if you are done, we can move to the next.
I have done.
Now we are coming to the promotion side of things. Uh, the first question is that, have you decided on the channels and medium? Channels will be, hey, are you doing on Facebook? Are you doing on Instagram? Are you doing on Snapchat? Or are you doing on LinkedIn? The next question is about the messaging. So what is, so you had your segmentation, you have your competition, you have competition, you have your USP. Have you decided on your messaging? Are you going to say try it once? Are you going to say I will hold your hand for a year? Are you going to say what is it that you have, what is the message going to be? And if you have done it, have you tried experimenting with other ideas? Because until you try, you will not know. What happens is, as you said, Amit, in the last slide, that I'm just starting. I don't know. I have this. I think this. But unless you try a few things, it will just be your assumptions.
Yeah, got it.
And the last question over here is, have you thought through various marketing scenarios? Like, see, there are things that you don't know, but there are things that you know. You know, if I get into this market, this guy has the muscle to reduce pricing, or this guy has the muscle to introduce a new product, or do something. Have you thought through that? Because promotion is all about that, and as Pooja was mentioning about Urban Clap, they just came in and grabbed it. So they had a method. They had a. It was not random. They started. They got customers. Then so Pooja, just to share how this entire ecosystem works, and I'm sure you know this. Like, it's about customer grab at first, because people have a spending limit. They spend something so much on whatever, housekeeping or food, and then how do you grab them, and then how do you move into other categories? So, and now Ola, Uber, everyone has started going into deliveries, and soon they will get into services at home. So
Yeah.
so understanding the promotion uh, is very important, and deciding on how will you promote any business. So so if you are all okay, I'll just click through and go.
One thing about the 21st question,
Yeah.
so about the prominent location, can you just brief about it? So basically,
So
this is the one for the business which has some physical thing, but for online, what do we do?
hmm. So you hit the nail on the head, and we need to rephrase this question. So this tool, we did this tool pre-lockdown, pre-pandemic.
Okay.
Okay, so now just think of it that prominent business location means, do you, for your online presence, are you present on marketplaces? Think of it that way.
Okay.
But if the business requires a
Okay,
physical location, then
then that's good. I understand the question, but I was just about the
no,
online ones which have recently started.
I like it. I like it. So this is we are working on it. We'll fix it, and to cater to both online and offline businesses. It's just that we had done it earlier. No. So for example, is your place easily accessible? This question for you, Pooja, would be is it searchable? Is it discoverable? And
Okay.
we'll make that change.
And even the person who is giving the service is easily accessible. That can also be
Yes.
the meaning.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, this hoarding, etc., will not be valid. So for now, Pooja, for you, just select don't know for this question.
Okay.
So
We'll change this. Yeah. Should we move ahead?
Yes, that is cool.
Let me answer that. Now, this one, the last few things is, so product and service, this is different. So product, it will be packaging. For service, it will be collaterals. Collaterals means like, you know, the WhatsApp messages that you send, the graphics, and it is all kind of relative, like what kind of information people are used to in your particular industry. And today, if you say for example, if you are trying to do a health juice, the bar is raised too much. Like if you want to really build a scalable business, otherwise, at every Nana Nani park, there are people selling juices, correct, in the morning, and that's a good business. And but if you have to kind of make it more like a boat or something like that, then relative to your competition, is your packaging there or not? And again, this will keep evolving. This is not a fixed mindset. This is a growth mindset. So maybe 2 months down the line, things will be different. Your answers will be different.
So for me, if I say this, that the IC material, okay, the communication educative material,
correct,
which I put up for my services, is that as expected by the standards, or is that good enough to appeal?
Could you give me a URL, please? Amit,
Sorry.
could you share your URL?
Actually, I don't have it, any.
So where have you put it?
No, it's I have not done any online.
I see. Okay, so may I share something? Okay.
So right now it's around the concept notes and the presentations, all that thing.
Yeah.
For the buyer customer. I can think of my presentation or of the PPT which I share to my customers.
Yeah.
Here.
So this is like my wife runs this. Shweta runs this, and we do it as a not for profit, and Our goal is to help to bridge. So what we are working, this is my wife's initiative, but I'm helping her, and we are trying to bridge there's a big divide. If you look at children and the kind of devices they get in families like ours, and then the not so fortunate ones. So so what we so this is what we do. So now this is to answer your question. So we have created this and we work with government schools and all pro bono in that way. But we've created the communication very clear. Like this is what I mean by whatever your business is, whatever your endeavor is, like I think it may relate to you, Amit, because we recently worked with Andhra Pradesh government for about 180 schools. And 180 schools had one teacher each, and we trained the teachers to train to educate the children.
Right.
Yeah. But you'll have to come up with some communication that. Anyways, does that answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite well.
Yeah. How do I do this?
Okay. Marketing plan assessment results are postulated. Please confirm your just confirm it.
Sorry, there's something. Abhishek, did I do something wrong? Can you see me?
Yeah, I'm seeing a Panchatantra program screen. Yeah.
Now can you see me?
Yeah.
So Abhishek is a great help. There's so many things.
Thanks, Bhaskar.
So I'm now getting the results.
Yeah. So Purva and Amit, you should have received the results now. I'll not submit my form, otherwise. So what we will do in the next session, just share this report with me, forward it to me, and Abhishek will share the email IDs, and we'll go over it. The next session will start with whatever answers you have put over there. We'll go over that. That will be the first part, and the next part will be around content. How do you create content?
Okay. Just so are we about to end this session?
If you have any questions, yeah, we can.
Yeah, so not question related to this, but about the next class, as we are just the participants and actually I'm not available on 17th. Is it possible to reschedule it, because I really don't want to miss the session?
When do you want it rescheduled?
So I'm not available on 17th and 18th also. If it's like tomorrow, it's also fine, or maybe 19th, however.
Amit, what works for you?
I'm fine. If you reschedule, 16th is also fine. Any date as of now, because it's not decided my timetable.
So does 16th work for you, Purva?
16 no, so 16 to 18 I'm not there. So tomorrow.
15? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow is 15th.
Give me. Let me look at my calendar. Okay. 16th, 18th. Does 18th work for everyone?
Time for 18th. It will be the same time.
Yeah, Amit, would it work for you?
But
Yes.
I'm not sure if I'll reach back because I'm going out of station. That is why I said maybe 19th or 15th. Or yeah.
Man. So
Saturday, Sunday.
I don't know dates, even then 20, it's fine, but again 21st.
okay.
Have you any plans that others are going to join? Any idea, or so you are deciding on what?
yeah. So here's you're not available 16th and 17th, correct?
17th, 18th.
Okay.
18th, if you still want, I may get back to someone. I'll confirm and then may get back by evening. If that works. If the other dates are not available.
And 19th doesn't work for you, Amit, correct?
Saturday, Sunday.
Huh. So tomorrow, do you want to do it 5:30?
For me, it works.
At 5:30, you are saying?
Yeah, 5:30 we start. Yeah, 5:30 to 6:30.
Yeah, fine for me. No issue.
Okay, great. So we'll do it tomorrow because the other days are kind of looking blocked for me. So Abhishek, will you please take care of that?
Yes, Bhaskar.
And if others join, then we'll have to figure something out.
Okay, Bhaskar. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I have just one two queries.
Sure.
So, as you said, your recording of this meet, is it you have created a Google link or you were to create and put it?
So we'll upload. We have something called Academy.
Mhm,
We'll record it, and you will have access to it forever
mhm.
through a video, YouTube video through
Ah.
the Academy. And if you have any questions, you can also ask, and we are there to answer.
I will send you a invitation. So today evening.
Okay, great.
Yeah, most likely it will happen in the next hour.
Sure.
But at times it takes
Mhm.
time to upload the video. So
Upload.
Right.
great.
Fine. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hope you found value.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was a nice session. And thank you also for considering my request.
true. And it was close communication.
Yeah.
So, कम students है तो ज़्यादा.
Yeah.
That was nice.
स्टूडेंट्स
Yeah.
नहीं है, मैं तो लर्न करता हूँ ना, आपका एक्सपीरियंस है, मैं लर्न करता हूँ.
That's also true. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.